Sports Talk Connection Podcast Network viewers and listeners, welcome to Extreme Three-Way Dance Special Edition, foursome style. Of course, I'm here with my usual co-hosts, Jenny and Matt, and joined tonight by ECW expert extraordinaire, our buddy Rocco Martone. And this is a very special video-only edition on YouTube of our show because there is a match that took place in the ECW arena as part of House Party 1998, and they did not air it on TV, so it was too violent. But Rocco reached out and said, "Hey, this is my favorite match, ECW history, and when you guys get to it, I'd love if you could cover it." And we said, "Sure, we'll do that. We'll bring you on, and we'll talk about it. We'll live watch it." And it is available out on the internet if you search for it. It's also was released as part of Duty home video on one of the ECW DVDs. Rocco, you want to hold that up there? There it is. Path of Destruction. Oh, that's the ECW DVD. Matt, which WWE DVD was on?
It was either Bloodsport or the other one.
Okay. It's most violent
I
matches.
can't remember
Most
the
violent
other
matches.
It's on most ECW most violent. They did a few DVDs. They did the
Yeah.
original one with the doc, and then they did like a couple more
Mm-hmm.
with the matches. All right, so it's out there if you want to watch along with us. It's a quick one. It's only like 20 minutes. We're going to talk about it. Rocco, give us the layout of the timeline of when this took place. It was at a house party, but where, like in the Sabu Sandman feud, are we? We're kind of like halfway through right now.
This kind of seemed like the blow off, and they did add. There's one more match, really, like
Right.
big, and then it becomes embroiled in like a tag team with Sandman and Dreamer and RVD. But this is kind of like you have your bottle breaking incident. You had a couple of matches on TV, and then you had your November to Remember, and this was kind of like, and then you had your Japanese match, which was that would have been December because that was the big FMW extravaganza shows they would do at the end of the year every year when they started having ECW guys come in and do those. And that one, I really like that one a lot. And then this one was kind of like something that ECW always did really well was let you know, like, these guys weren't just fighting on TV. And that's the thing with like the universe of like WWF, WCW. And the only things that exist are on that TV show. ECW was great and going, these guys are fighting all over the country. They're fighting in not even ECW matches, which is something that is definitely true because I would see these guys in local shit. But they let you know that these guys were just killing each other. And this match really seemed like this is it. These guys are going to die in this match because there's nothing else to do. And they have to get on with their careers. This is it. Our careers are stuck because all we're going to do is kill each other. So one fucking death match, hang barbed wire from the ceiling and fucking murder each other.
Call it a day.
Yeah.
Nice.
Although
As you do.
3 months later, that does not happen. They come back to it. But.
All right, we are paused. I guess the clip that's floating around online, we're paused at 42 seconds. If you're watching on the DVD or on the original VHS, like Rocco, Sabu's basically about to point to the ladder. He's like looking like this, and Sandman's staring at him. I like slick back hair Sandman we get sometimes. It's always a show look. All right, so let's count us in here, and we'll get started in 3, 2, 1, play.
Sandman with the cigarette in his mouth just throws it on the floor.
Oh,
I love
love
when he
it.
brings it into the ring with him too.
Some poor woman now has a cigarette burn on her lap.
Yep.
She should be lucky.
Now his eyes look a little less pinned than at the November to Remember match, but the legacy is that he was super. He did a couple doses of acid before this match. That has been
Oh shit!
That's probably a bad idea.
Yeah, and that's always been the thing that's been going around about this.
My
match.
God, that ladder's a dragon.
I mean, probably just felt like maybe he had to just to get through this.
Well, I mean, they always said that the drinking was a real thing, and I think Mick Foley said that don't let him not drink because Sandman will hurt me if he's not drunk.
Oh my God!
That's definitely something that would be said. So I didn't go.
Make sure Sandman's on acid before you give him the cane.
Right. Yeah.
Well, pitching a perfect game, like. I do like.
So is this your favorite feud, Rocco? I know it's your favorite match. Is it your favorite feud, and that's why it's your favorite match, or?
No, this match just came like at this time when you think about like when like in wrestling, like Hell in a Cell with Mick Foley hadn't even happened yet.
Right.
TLC, TIT, Terry Invitational Tournament, like this match is just insane and just came at a perfect time where I was so deep into it. I wouldn't say it's my favorite feud because RVD and Sabu are a cooler legacy, but fuck.
Yeah, we wasted no time.
Yeah. But they're just such different dudes. Like Sabu's like an artist, and Sandman is just a fucking fighter,
Good God.
Just those wicked chair shots to the head. Christ, like right away.
Never puts his arms up, Sandman.
The ladder's already broken. We're like 2 seconds into this.
His brain's already broken.
And
He's
it's
on
like,
acid. He can't feel a thing.
Fuck.
like
I
using
wish
the
I
ladder
was
as a
on
weapon,
acid.
right? Like so you don't see that like as much, just throwing it at people like left and right.
Yeah, I mean the feud itself has been vicious. It's cool because it's two guys that are you think of them as ECW stalwarts, and they pretty much been there outside of little blips or Sabu from at least from we've been watching from the start, and they really hadn't crossed paths at all. Which you think of like another big match around this time that's also had an increased level of violence that you hadn't expected was the first Hell in a Cell that happened a couple months before this with Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker is similar. Like two guys that had been around in the company for 7 years together and never crossed paths until that point, which is like kind of nuts, right? To think about. So similar here, these two guys have been around, not as long, as like 4 years, but still been at the top of the company. Not like one guy got pushed up the ladder and all of a sudden was suddenly a star. Like these two dudes have been at the top of ECW for years and never really crossed paths.
Yeah, like
And
6
then
years
suddenly-
actually too, because they both started beforehand. And even like
Right.
it's the Sabu too. Like he never even touched Raven. Like he has a
Right.
very. It's very
Mhm.
interesting how some of the guys never like paths
cross
into
path.
it.
And in
Yeah.
ECW, everything's very intertwined. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
it's not really
Yep.
a promotion where stuff is bifurcated out where,
Mm.
oh no, these guys never interact. I mean, everyone crosses paths at some point
Right.
there. And it's nuts that Sabu and like you said, Raven never crossed paths, and these guys that never crossed paths, and here we are,
Here's
murdering
some
each other.
Sabu.
Did Sabu really crazy glue his mouth together?
That's what I've always heard.
Mm.
Mhm.
Just Sabu sometimes gets a reputation in later years as like a guy who like botches and stuff like that. But you guys have been watching, and he really the level of balance he has and the fact that moves he does still don't get done to these days by
Mhm.
younger guys like on
Right.
the indies. Like the triple jump moonsault is insane. And if you ever watch enough of his matches, you will notice that like that's his way of getting like the momentum taken out. Like he fucks himself up because he's fucking homicidal, suicidal, genocidal. So like
Right.
that's his way of like that's like his Brock Lesnar running into the post against a smaller
Mhm.
guy and
Right.
the momentum shifts. Like, and that's just the way he does it. And people who think they're smarter than him or like, and he has said in shoot interviews and RVD and a lot of guys have said Sabu will botch on purpose
Mhm.
to fuck with like Meltzer and fuck with the crowd. But also, if you do it perfectly all the time, it's not special. Like
Right.
Ricochet's great, but everything he does
right.
is fucking perfect. Like
Yeah.
with Sabu, you do think, oh fuck, he might not nail this right now. And that's
Well, I
what's
think-
great about him.
Right, and I think too, like I've read or heard, like a lot of his stuff was planned botches, etc. So that almost adds to it. Like sometimes you would do it on purpose to make it seem more helter skelter and messy.
Right.
Mhm.
That it was orchestrated or part of the plan and not just a fuck up.
And he's a guy
He's
who
an
actually-
artist, as you said.
He is, right?
Mhm.
He's one of the few guys that ever sells picking up a table and getting a splinter.
Yeah.
And it's great though because I set up conventions, dude. Those things will fucking bite you, man. And
They sure will. Yeah.
yeah, he's the only guy that ever sells that. And like those little things are like when you watch a horror movie, if a guy like gets his fingernail broken, you feel that more than when he gets decapitated because you know that feeling.
Right.
You know? You don't really see Sabu in the Eagle's Nest very often.
Mm-mm.
There's a lot of head in that crowd, you guys.
There's also a chick with a Canadian tuxedo, which I appreciate. I like this one girl right there. She's like too tired to turn around. She's like facing, like
Yeah.
kind of going like this a little bit. Like, all
Can
right.
we go already? I'm tired.
There's a decent
Imagine
amount of
that
women in the
shit.
crowd. I mean, this is 98.
I've
This is
noticed that.
Yeah.
peak, they're just getting blown up. So
Oh,
I feel like Sandman's got no offense in this entire feud. Not just this
None.
match. I
None.
think the whole feud has been Sabu just completely owning him. Like he does,
Yeah.
he gets and he loses. Like he
Well,
hasn't
he's
won
on,
and he gets
he's
no
on
offense.
acid. What do you want from him?
I think it's continuously Sabu just destroying him.
well,
Sandman gets his shit in. He gets his shit in.
Not
He gets
much,
it.
I feel like.
if Sandman's like actual wrestling character on like a video game, would not have a lot of good cool moves to do because he really just punches. and-
No.
There's a little stretch where he started to open it up a little bit more, like the
Mhm. Well, when he
somersault
got
off the
fit.
top and all that. Like,
Mhm.
maybe he started doing a little bit, diving over the
Mhm.
top rope.
And when he's in WCW, he has and WWF too. Like he has legit matches. I mean,
Yeah.
his WrestleMania match he was really good in that 8-man that he was in.
Yeah, there's a couple of stuff in that year. Like, I actually feel like he's someone that could have been used better during that stretch. I think they could have maybe backed into like, oh, actually, this guy's not bad, and kind of
Right.
get over.
Oh,
I think Vince liked him too. I know a rumor like Vince was into like they kind of gave him a little push on. They moved him to Raw, the draft, and
Mhm.
like actually
Yeah.
use him because I think Vince actually liked him.
He had that random pay-per-view match with Carlito of
Yep.
all people.
Yeah,
Great
yeah,
American
it's like-
Bash. Yeah. Just like oh god, I love the black jeans. I love when Sandman went to this look.
Hmm
Just and that shirt fucking rules.
I don't
man.
know. I kind of miss the American flag, Zubas.
I'm sure that'll make a comeback. It'll be fine.
Now Fonzie has set up tables all around the ring when that Eagle's Nest action.
I think usually as you get lazier in a job, you dress down. Like he's actually dressed up as he's gone. Like you would thought he'd start with the jeans and then matriculate to the sweatpants.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Gotta, all right, I'm done. Done getting dressed up for this fucking job. He's going.
Well,
the other
maybe
way.
he's getting out of there within a year, less than a year. Sorry, spoilers, but and by the time he gets to WCW,
God
fucking
damn it,
he's-
Rocco!
He's fucking shredded by the time he gets there.
Fucking asshole.
Apologies.
He didn't say when.
Yeah, that's true. Ladder.
I think his
suplex.
timeline's off anyway. I think it's longer than that.
Yeah.
All right, that was a cool spot. The suplex to the ladder. It's always super dangerous. Like
Just in the crowd, just in the middle of the fucking crowd.
all right, Sam's getting some offense here. Great
People-
Raven cosplay. There.
Yeah.
People be damned.
We're freaking the seesaw.
Joey Mercury-
Is that
Joey
where he
Mercury
broke his
just
jaw, or
flinched.
was his jaw already broken? I forget.
That's the weird
Oh.
thing I've never figured is that apparently he took a table leg to the mouth.
Oh, I remember that. That's
Oh,
yeah, he
I
did
do
say
remember that.
Yeah.
But this is the match that everyone says he re-breaks his jaw or breaks
Right.
it again or something. And you'll see the spot. It's pretty fucking gruesome. I love that faraway look in Sandman's eyes. Just nobody.
Again,
fucking
it's the
loves
acid.
it. Yeah. But look at
And
this.
the
Like
ladder.
look at him fight. Like he's fighting to get that move, and that's fucking badass. Like
Mhm.
you don't want to get slammed by fucking Sandman.
Oh,
Good God.
It's like the worst
And
possible
then just-
spot to take that bump between the two tables.
Yeah.
he doesn't set up. He doesn't do nothing. He's
Yeah.
boom.
Now he has
falls
a broken jaw and a broken ass.
on. Jesus.
I love auditory Sabu, like in the barbed wire match where you could tell you could see the panic.
Oh
on his
yeah,
eyes,
yeah.
right? Like,
That
I
was the
love
one.
that.
That was
Oh
probably the
my
worst. We'll
God.
see if this eclipses it. But to me,
Fucking
that's
love that match.
I think it's the
Yeah.
most violent match we've seen for
Mhm.
sure. Like
Yeah.
that we've watched on here was that with the panic. Like he's like, oh my god, this is like really fucking me up.
As soon as he rips open his bicep, it's like, oh,
Oh my
I
God.
done fucked up. Help, Fonzie, give me tape.
Now, like the crowd in this is really good in helping why I love it too. Is that it's nonstop anticipation, but there's those little moments of like freaked out silence. It's not like that bullshit November to
Right.
Remember crowd that fucking sucked and ruined that
Mhm.
match.
Mhm.
But like you could tell they were like, Jesus, what the fuck is happening here?
So
But they're-
back to that because you have all this shit on tape and all the original stuff. Like we're not wrong in those crowds, right? Are they mic'd poorly, or because I feel like all the pay per view, Barely Legal was good, but I
Mhm.
feel like the 2 cents have been just weak pay per view
I-
crowds.
I think the arena. I think Pittsburgh was. I don't know what the fuck was up with that. I think Shane Douglas just had his entire family in that crowd because
It's a
Probably.
ridiculous bump right there. Though.
That was
Um,
amazing.
Yeah, and what'd you think of the Florida one?
It was rough. It was a rough reactions. I think it just didn't have it didn't even get to that level where they're trying to emulate like they see on TV. It just seems like maybe I don't know. It really is weird and it really takes you out of the match. And I feel like that November remember match. I think that they go the extra mile because the crowd is so dead. They're just trying to
Right.
get them to
They're
fucking
trying to wake
react,
them up.
but they're just like killing each other. Like in this.
So why did they travel for those? Did they feel like you get more people in those buildings than here? I guess.
I figured it was just the expansion. You got to give them something big to go out to, not just a house show, I guess. So bring it out there.
I feel like I
but,
would have done a few in the arena, like to really get them rolling and then
Mhm.
expand
Mhm.
out.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
like almost 5,000 less tickets though.
Yeah,
for
I
some of
guess.
those places.
Florida just seemed like a weird one to go to. I would have started in New York or something, and then
Hmm.
hindsight, but I just feel like to go to Florida where they only go like once a year or twice a year to suddenly run a major pay per view like that they're banking on to be a success there.
I almost wonder if they assumed that because they used to run Fort Lauderdale a lot. I wonder if they thought it was kind of like their second home, and then they found the Elks and said, "Fuck this place."
Yeah.
Ah,
The Elks
here
is
we
awesome.
go.
Here comes the bar. Oh Jesus Christ!
Oh,
Did you just go to the
shit.
floor?
Good Lord.
Oh,
Oh, it was
my
the table at
God.
least. I thought he went right to the floor.
We missed the money shot there, but
Dude, brutal. Like just head first. This is once again. This is before Mick Foley went off the cell. Remember that, Just
Right.
mind
Jesus
blowing.
Christ.
Also, the Sunshine Channel might have been an issue why they went to Florida. When you think about it,
Yeah, maybe
That
they
was
were
the
trying to
big-
get
Yeah, that's a
coverage
good
there or
point.
whatever. It just seems like if I'm first tuning into ECW and this is my big opportunity because
Oh,
they
so
picked
go-
up
sorry.
additional carriers.
This is the jaw spot that
This
is
is
where
spot.
he, the barbed wire.
Oh, yep, that'd probably do it.
Yeah.
Well, we're not
yeah.
far off. It's like 3 months later. Doesn't Savage do the same thing in WCW? It's on Nitro. He comes off the top against Hogan, and he takes that bump on the rail off the top, and he busts his jaw. He's out for a while. I think it's like 3 months after this. It's like April, I think.
And look at that. One of the-
Savage was watching
He was
Sabu
bent
versus
over holding
Sandman.
his face. Oh my god.
That's
He's
two of the greatest workers of all time, going the extra mile to make things look real, and just going, fuck it, I don't care. I'm a fucking madman, and I'm gonna make this shit fucking hurt and not make everyone see what happens. And sometimes an inch too far, and you're fucked.
Who needs that pesky jawbone?
Yeah.
But I was gonna
This is
say, like,
brutal.
if I was tuning in for the first time to that pay-per-view, from my ECW experience, I've heard about this crazy crowd and it's underground and not, madness and the chants, and then I tune in and see that Pittsburgh crowd fucking sleeping through the show. It's like
Right.
it just felt like a risk. I know they had run the Golden Dome before, but I don't know.
Not
It
for
felt like a
not
risk
for
to
a
me.
pay-per-view though.
Yeah,
It was like
it
it
felt
was
like a risk to me.
It was like it was a séance for Christ's sake.
When you're trying to get people hooked, that's the point of the pay-per-view, is to I didn't make money, obviously, but also bring in new viewers that haven't had access before because of the TV limitations.
Why would Sabu continue this match?
I mean, I feel like it is legit since Sandman would probably not normally be doing that. Like, I feel like that's a little bit of a time by ski, so it makes me think that is the spot that really just wrecked him.
Well, that and the fact that he's pointing to his jaw.
And bleeding,
He's dying.
and he's bleeding out of his mouth too. I mean,
Right. Those are the tells that you have a broken jaw.
Sandman is on acid now, so he's just not even noticing that.
Right.
And he's
I think
just-
Sabu needs some at this
Look
point.
at that! Look at that fucking shot right
Jesus.
Oh,
I'm guessing this is why they didn't air it. Like, the match is
Yeah.
violent, but I don't find it to be
Right.
any more violent than
yes.
other stuff. So maybe
He's still
the
fighting.
bloody jaw is what they decided was like a level too far.
Too much. Yeah.
The crowd is stunned.
Like, this is not worse than anything they could have cut up into clips and shown, but I
Right.
feel like they don't because of that.
Ooh.
Well, it's also a selling point, I guess, for the tape, right? If you hype it up, it's
Mm-hmm.
you need
always
to order
wonder-
this tape and see this. It's too graphic for TV.
I mean, he's just stabbing a man in the head with a spike. Joey's
Is
called
he
it.
shoot mad now? Is he really mad
He's
now?
trying to be mad, but he's in too much damn pain.
Sabu was
like-
always a little grumpy. If you watch his ECW run, man, he's so angry every time he's coming to the ring because everyone's just tagging because they give him that weird entranceway in WW ECW and like, everyone's grabbing him. But Joey always calls it a scissor or a fork or something, but it's a metal spike. It's
I was
like
gonna
part
say
of
it's
his-
like a railroad spike. Or
yeah, it's
something.
his signature. It's from his uncle. Like it's just Joey always calls it something weird, and he apparently always keeps it in his boot, no matter if he's going to use it in a match or not. And
You
Chris
never know.
Candido, you will see Chris Candido take an accidental spiking that almost ripped his ear off pretty soon.
Accidental
Watch,
spiking.
Oh.
Ow, fuck. All right, maybe that's not just the reason.
You know, that
EC Dub.
Like that is no hands up. That is not adjusting the chair. That is
No, that's just
You know that was dangerously
Murder.
close to a crown of thorns for a minute. It's going to upset Kurt Angle again.
he was thinking of jumping.
that's one that we never saw. We never saw. Like, Jenny didn't get to see that because they never showed it on anything.
Right.
Oh, we could do a rewatch of that one day if you want, because it's definitely been on DVDs.
We'll
It's
do it on Easter.
Yeah,
Perfect.
it is on the ECW.
I think I did actually end up watching
It's
it.
Did you end up watching
definitely
it?
out-
Okay.
It's
I think so.
definitely out there.
It's the weirdest match because isn't that the one where Raven has a tape on his nipples?
Maybe.
Is it the barbed wire
suppose.
Sandman? Yeah, for some reason Raven gets his shirt ripped
Instead
off.
of
and he gets a
taped
tape on his
fists, it was a taped nipple match.
nipples.
Was he just
nipple.
taping the nipple ring so they didn't get caught in his shirt?
Oh, maybe, yeah.
Or didn't get
That's a
ripped
good-
out? It had to
That's a
be
good
what it
point.
was.
Yeah.
Anytime I watch Jeff Hardy, I just assume his weird gauges are going to get ripped out.
In his nipples?
Gauge nipples, that's our new one.
Yeah.
Just
Hey,
see someone's heart.
you got to be the first at something, Rocco.
Both these men are still alive today.
It's insane.
I cannot believe it.
Right.
I mean, Sabu just retired, and he he was a guy that I would see in house shows forever. I mean, he's my guy. I would go see him, and he never not does all his shit. He's always going through
Yep.
a table, he gives it a fucking 100% if it's in front of like 50 people at VFW or if
This
he's
is
on
what I
TNA
want
or
if I have a
whatever.
broken jaw. Fonzie
Tape it.
wrapping it in tape.
Hey, Fonzie's got his
Oh my
he's got
God.
his medical license.
I was gonna say, is this man a doctor? I don't think so.
Fonzie
I mean,
loves
to manage
Sabu.
Sabu for years, he must have been like pretty
Yeah, he,
adept at managing
Yeah.
injuries.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Sandman's a disaster. I mean, I think it's even crazier. Tommy Dreamer's still wrestling after all the shit he put his body through.
oh my
like,
God.
that these three
yes.
guys are still walking around and doing stuff.
Yep.
All the times Tommy Dreamer just got body slammed on a ladder, flat.
Mhm.
ladder.
Yeah.
It just
Anybody
it's
from
insane.
this era, it's fucking crazy that they can walk. Never mind, still wrestle.
Look at the convention where I saw Sabu. He was sleeping at his table. So I'm just saying.
He's a
Probably the
60-year-old
worst thing he
man, man.
It's like,
Also, he
night,
likes,
night, Sabu.
think
I
he
won't
likes-
wake you.
he likes weed and Percocet too, so I don't think.
Well, I can't blame him.
There you go. I love this bloody, violent, brutal brawl. And then he breaks out the triple jump moonsault.
Yeah.
on top of it.
And nails it
After he drop
perfect
kicked the barbed wire
on the
chair
wall.
at his face.
And then this move, just like I love the
Just hit a
fluidity of
nice leg
Sandman.
drop. Well, at least the
Oh!
wire.
Here,
was
hold
fine.
this.
Oh my God.
Did he just break his wrist too?
He's
Probably.
He's so fluid in his movements, and just he's always on the attack too. And I don't know. I love watching him.
I just
fucking-
assume Sabu breaks everything in every match. It's kind of his thing.
Oh, Jesus
Thank
Christ.
goodness that tape is there.
nice.
He's like, oh, yeah, I'm not going to reach you. I'm just going to throw the chair on your head.
Yeah, even
Make
if he
sure
doesn't
I
get
get
the
you.
leg underneath, he will
God.
just drop it on your head.
Oh
I don't know
my
if Sandman's even
God.
standing.
Look at that image.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's an all-timer right there.
Happy Easter from the Sandman.
And then just right.
Oh,
Fuck.
not the
All right,
cane.
Sandman
through the
wins. He proved me
wall.
wrong. He actually won. the match.
Fuck.
Like break your jaw. Well, make it look good, right? And fucking that's the
Broken
finish.
anyway at that point.
God.
All right, yeah, that was definitely worth the watch.
Yeah, I can see
Hell
why
yeah.
they didn't show that on TV. Yeah.
Brutal, violent, disgusting mess. I'm guessing it wasn't the main event that night, was it?
Yeah, it
Rocco?
was.
I
Oh,
think
it was. All right. I was going to say, there's no way they
Yeah.
can top it, right?
His face.
And
I
it's
can't
like
even
that is
imagine.
that is just like selling a war. Like like he has been.
I don't think he's
through a
selling.
fucking war. Yeah.
Well,
I imagine like
by
leaving
selling
that
it,
arena
he's
that
bleeding
night
out.
in January of 1998, having just seen that, like how
Right.
fucking buzzed you must be just leaving
Oh
there.
my god, going to the bar afterwards. Just
I
being like,
just
what
saw
the fuck?
two men die in the ring.
And that chain shot, just the sound of it. If you ever want to go back and watch it, the sound of his jaw and this hitting that metal and that chain shot cane shot are just brutal. Sabu taking
Well.
care of his man. Sabu, sorry, Fonzie. Fonzie, like I really feel like Fonzie loves that guy. Like it's such a great like relationship.
Well, I
they
think
have.
Fonzie also goes way over the top after the whole Todd Gordon stuff to like really prove himself. So
Mhm.
I feel like he really worked his ass off to like make himself valuable and be a team player. So
Well, even like storyline though, like it's like RVD's his
Yeah.
cool friend, but Sabu is his like that's his friend, like that's his bestie. Like so, like
Mhm.
it's just it's a cool
Their
relationship
matching
to watch.
suits.
Sabu's the guy he pieces back together every time he damn near kills
Mhm.
himself in the ring.
all right. Well, this was a lot of fun, Rocco. I'm glad we were able to watch it with you. Thanks for joining. Hopefully everyone enjoyed this little interlude. We'll be back probably, I don't know, in a week or so after this airs. We're every other Thursday with a show. We'll be covering the TV following this, leading into Living Dangerously, which is coming up soon for us. I think we're about 6 TVs away from that. So check out everything we have to offer at northsouthconnection.com. Subscribe to us on this YouTube channel you're watching right now. Hit subscribe and join us for all videos on all topics, long and short. We're here for you. Social media, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. Until that, stay extreme. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks for wearing a real shirt, Rocco. We appreciate it.
What does that mean?
A real shirt.
The tank top.
Oh,
You
As,
wore,
as
you wore a real
opposed,
shirt.
as opposed to those fake shirts you
You
always
wore a real
wear.
shirt. Appreciate it.
oh, I guess because I
He's formal. It's like Sandman in the black.
He's in a
jeans, so
band. You're lucky he's wearing a shirt.
He went
period.
formal. He went formal for us tonight. It's a big deal. Friday night.
yes, I chose the level of respect for you rather than Ryan.